I swear to God, not a sound outside until I start recording, and then every 2-stroke strimmer chainsaw lawnmower gets fired up as soon as I start recording. Anyway, finally, I've finally managed to get a Baxi Ecogen. For those of you that do not know what this is a combined gas boiler and electricity generation device. Contained within here is a 3-piston Stirling engine that generated up to 1 kilowatt of power from the, it wasn't quite, well, we say waste heat, it wasn't quite waste heat from the gas boiler, but it used the gas boiler and it didn't waste the heat on electricity, it used it as part of the process. Anyway, I've also just realised in my shot here that it is so big it does not fit in the shot at all. And this boiler weighs 110 kilograms. I feel very sadly for all of the plumbers and installers that had to put that in. That was just like a 4-man lift, and I don't know how you lift that into place to screw it to a wall. I don't know how strong your wall's got to be to support that kind of weight. I'd also especially like to say a thank you to other David, who financially contributed in the purchasing of this said boiler, as it was fucking expensive, even second hand. Off the top of my head, brand new, I think they were somewhere between £5,000 and £7,000 for this boiler. I only paid like 10% of that for the second handness of it, but nonetheless it was a really expensive purchase for us to just take apart. And if you haven't guessed already, what I'm planning on doing is taking the Stirling engine out of here and trying to power it via the diesel heater to see if we can generate heat and electricity. In this video, I thought we will just have a look inside and go over the bits and bobs inside and perhaps talk about the process of what we are going to do. Oh, come off, come off. There's not that much holding you in, come on. Let go. Unhook thyself. Get off. Right. So this boiler was sold to me as ex-display and had supposedly never run. I don't know how much truth is in that. I don't really care. And there she is. Right, let me take you for a wander across. This bit here is the money. This is the Microgen, which I believe is a German. Is it are they a German company? I can't remember now. But whoever made it was based in England. This product is produced on sun power. Okay. Anyway, there's the rated output. Basically, a kilowatt, more or less. Power factor 0.95. Very good, very good, very good, very good. And it has 23 bar of helium inside it, so we won't be poking any holes in it. But this, I don't know if I can leave or put an animation of how a 3-piston engine, Stirling engine works, but basically there's a hot side in there and a cold side and inside, and that makes a piston inside move up and down, and there's a linear alternator inside surrounded by the hydrogen, I keep saying hydrogen, helium gas, and that moves up and down inside and bounces up and down and generates the electricity without the actual the other Stirling engine I'm thinking of, it's a little model one where you put a T-light under the bottom of it and it makes the piston go back and forward. Same principle, except this one's fully self-contained within, well, itself. And it does not say the weight of this. The weight of this unit alone is 50 kilos, just this. That's the top of it there. That's that bit. Ooh. And I'm presuming it must be quite vibratory because there's a big rubber gasket there and this whole thing moves up and down on its springs. This bit up here, this appears to be just your typical boiler and heat exchanger for that. I'm not sure what the right, so that's gas. That's not this bit. Gas. It must be gas in. Gas in there, and gas up through into the main burner in there. But there appears to also be a a second feed. Is that more gas? It is. There's a T-piece of gas off of here through another gas valve, and then up in here, and that must mix with air, I presume, from a blower. There's a big blowery fan in there, and then more gas is then pushed into the hot side of the burner, which is connected to the rest of the heat exchanger, so it's kind of a whole burnery hot deal. But yeah, well, we're going to strip off most of this. I should also say I apologise to all the people who have Baxi Ecogens and are trying to buy them and keep them alive for their spare parts. Although I will quite happily sell you all of these other bits apart from the Stirling engine. That's because that's the only bit I need. Everything else I'm going to put up for sale to try and help me recoup the price of buying this thing. So what today, ladies and gentlemen, clever people, clever viewers, my clever viewers, what we're going to talk about is what we're going to do. Alright, let me just bring you back over here. So as I said, this bit under the tin foil, this is the hot section that we're going to my experiment's to either pass diesel heater hot air straight through as just hot air, and if that's not hot enough to generate electricity, then we'll move to building a contraption to take the actual hot burning gas and pass it through. These two black pipes you can see here, or maybe you can't see, that's supposed to be for the cooling water that cools the cool side. So we'll need to come up with some sort of tank, radiator, etc. But also means we could generate hot water from this system as well by, cooling the cool side, which will be hot. It'll get hot, but we need to cool it so that we've got the temperature differential for the free piston to work. So that's one part. The other part is going to be the output from the linear alternator. I have no idea what it's going to output, because on there, I'm presuming that's going to be the corrected voltages, or is it actually going to output at 230 volts? Because what I mean is, it's obviously there's a massive capacitor hiding up in the back there. Inside there's, like, when I say massive, it's just about that height, the capacitor. I think it's about that size, the size of capacitor in the back. I've also seen a bunch of, I think, load resistors down the bottom. Right, hold on, let me just take you for another walk. In there, can you see? In that bit, that's the capacitor in there where it says danger, death, risk of electric shock. Capacitor in there, and I'm fairly sure there's like those things in heat sinks are load resistors, I think, just briefly having looked at them. Absolutely none of this electrical gubbins works because I don't have any of the control ECU bits or gas or anything like that to run it, but yeah, what is that? What is that? Oh no, that's the water trap filter thing. I don't know a lot about gas boilers, to be fair, because I'm not certified. Certified at some things, but not gas boilers. But yeah, right, so we need to work out what the output is going to be. Like, is it just going to have 2 wires or 3 wires? It's going to be a 3-phase. Are we going to need a 3-phase rectifier? Are we going to have 2 wires? What sort of load do we have to put on it? Can we use an MPPT controller? Can we run it without a load? Will it harm the alternator? Do we need always to have a load on it just in case? I don't know. If anyone knows, please leave a comment down below. I might start off by emailing Microgen to see if they've got any wiring spec outputs for the output wiring of this, just to save us some time perhaps in the future if we know what we're dealing with before we strip it all apart. But in video 2, it's going to be me taking off a lot of this gubbins and leaving this bit, because I think we need the frame, because every picture I've seen of one of these has been in a metal frame with the giant springs so it can wiggle and move about, because by the looks of it, like, the hot side stays where it is and everything else bounces up and down and roundabout around it. We may have to build a custom head to pass our hot air through, but we won't know that until we have got in and seen what it does. And yeah, as I say, I'm not going to take it off today. I'm just going to ask you, clever people, if you've ever had any experience with one of the Microgen Stirling engines, if you've got any wiring diagrams or suggestions or anything like that, that would be very helpful if you could leave them down below. I would much appreciate it. But yeah, probably stage one is going to be me tying this to the wall somewhere, because I do not need 110 kilograms falling over when I start to take bits off it and start to remove some of the weight. But yeah, that is our new self-powered diesel heater project going forwards. So if you have any comments, questions, anything like that, or can provide any help, please leave a comment down below. I'll try my very best to read and answer them. And as always, thanks for watching.